and it was about 10 meters away from me when it just disappeared. And I thought again, oh, thank God. Sure, that was scary. And next minute, bang, hit me clean out of the water. I landed on my back in the water. Next minute, the shark is on top of me. I'm holding the back end of the shark. It just goes straight down. The tail whacks me on my hip, and it just goes straight down. My leash was stuck in its mouth, and it just pulled me straight down. I was going down so fast, it felt like, you know, that numbing feeling when you're on a roller coaster, and then suddenly that pressure just released, and I came up. My leash had snapped. I looked for my board. I couldn't see the board anywhere. I couldn't see the shark anywhere. So I started swimming backstroke slowly. It was probably the longest swim I've ever had.
I was in a state of shock. You know, I was literally almost in tears, you know, because what was going on through my mind is that I lost my friend out at sea. You know, I was still trying to come to terms with it. And, you know, I flagged down the lifesaver, and I told him that, you know, my friend's just been attacked by a shark.
Behind me, I just see this big black patch, and I think, oh my word, now it's behind me. And then, fortunately for me, it was a rock. I went to stand on that rock just to make sure it was a rock. But I was still in, the water was still too deep, and I had to carry on swimming. After I got off that rock, I had to carry on swimming to shore.
But at that very moment, I looked back and I saw this guy come crawling out of the sea, and it was amazing. It was like, we actually survived this. Because in my mind, something told me all the time that we're going to survive it, which was the weirdest thing. But when I saw him come out, I was, you know, I ran up to him, and the first thing I asked him is, are you bit? And he told me he doesn't know, but he's not going to take off his wetsuit, because just in case he is, you know, he doesn't want to bleed to death.
And I got to shore, and I was absolutely numb. I was shaking. I didn't know how I made the swim. I was tired. But the strangest thing for me was walking out to the water without my surfboard under my arm.
If people are frightened to come to the Western Cape because of sharks, I would tell them not to be afraid of the sharks in the sea, but the ones that are on land. That would be my honest opinion, because the sea's full of sharks. I mean, it belongs to the sharks. It's their territory, and we are guests in the ocean, and we're guests of them.